Good morning, everybody. This sunny, bitterly cold Saturday. Let me see if I can get the chat up here. Hey, Edward, how you doing? DJ, Loom Tube. Yep. I don't know if you can see it or not in this, but you can see patches of ice coming down out of the lake. That's a big piece of ice right there, slowly going down. Yeah, it's been so cold that the lake is freezing and causing slivers of ice to come down. Yep, at least we got sunshine. I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing good. Um, it is a bright, sunny, cold, bitterly cold Saturday morning here in Michigan. But I think we're supposed to get some more snow later today. I think I remember that. Yeah, I had the last outbound ship that I could find on the Great Lakes went by here this morning at about I want to say 6:15. Let me see if I can find it. A minute, I got to get my stuff back in gear here. I'm a little bit screwed up here today, folks. Just stand by. Maybe I'll get it figured out. Maybe. Okay, I got that back. Let me go over here and see if I can get rid of those damn emojis. Okay, the emojis are gone. Now let me see if I can. What else do I want to do? Oh, yeah. I know. Copy the invite link, bring it over here. Okay, that's done. Yeah, let's see what else we got to do here. Um, Anybody who would like to join, please do so. We're here for you. Boy, the sunlight has really got this thing blowing out. So anyway, is what it is, I guess. Suppose I could get my rape out that I usually put up. Hey Russell, how you doing? TJ, Ed Hassick. That helps a little bit. I don't need any extra lighting going on. I haven't had to use this screen for a while, but it still does what I want it to do. Gets rid of the glare. Let's see if I can get it back in focus. There we go. That's better. We got 12 people watching now. What the hell is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, the Coast Guard cutters are out and working. Both the Canadian and the US. In the Great Lakes, except for the bigger ones like the Mackinac and the Hollyhock, which was a bigger one that was stationed in Port Huron for years and years. Got, as you may know, got transferred out to Hawaii. So it's not around. So the ones we have now are not that big of icebreakers. Yeah. Can you reach them? Don't take the whole box, just take one package. And did you come down and get that thing out of the refrigerator yesterday? A little white bin that I had for the juice in. Like that, little, it had a red, it had a top on it. It had this kind of stuff, the gravy. Did you get that? My dad sent it down to get it? I don't think I gave you that. Okay. Well, tell him I'd like to have that container back, okay?
Wait, then I don't know.
Okay. Sorry about that. Who's gonna join me? JDS, hey, how you doing? Ed Hessick. PJ, of course, is here. There's the snow. And we're supposed to maybe get some more. Tammy Jean, good morning. How are you? Good to see you here. Hey, Dan, how's it going? The I don't know. I haven't heard from Justin. He's probably still sleeping. And Dominic, I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, we're here. And we'll see how it goes. Tammy Jean, if you want to join the panel, come on on. The link is at the top of the chat. Anybody else want to join? Feel free. Like I say, usually Saturday mornings are kind of slow. And is what it is. Paul Hodges has stepped back away a little bit, as you know. He's not around like he used to be. He's got other things going on, and I understand. We've got to respect that. Max says, yeah, Tammy isn't doing anything. Hey, Max there. How's it going? I don't know what the temperatures for the rest of you folks are at, but it's a whopping 7 degrees with bright sunshine here today. We're supposed to maybe get up in the middle of the day up to 14 degrees, but we'll see. Just bitterly cold. And the last ship on the Great Lakes that is actually moving was the Barker was downbound and went through here this morning about 7 o'clock, I think it was. Still dark and cold. Of course, I didn't go down. Because when you get out of the car and you start working down there on the water, the wind and the cold and everything just bites. Oh, Dan, it's 42. So you got a little bit of a cold wave going. I was trying to go over here and see if I couldn't. Okay, I'm going to screen share something for you folks. This is going to be, I think, the ship coming down. Yes, it is. This is the last ship heading for layup for the winter. This is at about 7:10 this morning. Just the sun starting to come up. The Mark W. Barker. Now, normally when I would go down and shoot the ships, I would park just to the right over here. right where that car is. And fly. As you can see, a little bit of ice flowing down the river. And it's completely empty. As you can see, it's headed for layup. So, what's everybody up to? Curtis can't sleep. Toe hurts. Oh, yeah. Well, I heard about your toe. Yeah, they had to cut your toenail out from the bottom. I think it was growing underneath your toe, or that's wild. Hey, Mark White. Welcome, welcome. The yeah, it's going to be kind of slow on the river now until about March the 15th, which is when they'll start opening the locks and the ship should start moving again. And periodically, what you'll get is you'll get a tanker ship, maybe loaded with fuel oil or that kind of thing, will come from the downriver down here. Is what they call Chemical Valley, and they got refineries down there, and they load the ships up. Well, Curtis, I hope you recover from that pretty quickly, although, an injury to your toe usually takes a while because I'm sure that they had to make some cuts and stuff. Probably got a big bandage on your foot. The Yeah, it's Saturday morning, usually slow. I'm glad to have Tammy Jean is here and Mark White and Max there and Dan. JDS, Ed Hassick, and TJ Giggles was first, one of the first ones this morning. I don't know if TJ's going to work, I would imagine. He's got things going on, or I think Saturday morning sometimes he goes and works out too. Great big bandage. Yeah, I'll bet. I bet you got to keep it raised too. You're probably not, if you do have to walk, it's very gingerly. Okay, that sounds good, Tammy. You and Max hop on and say hello. Sarah, good morning. How you doing? Where's Justin this morning? Is he sleeping in? Andrew. Oh, well, Curtis, that's good that your daughter's there helping you out. I would imagine, Curtis, you got to be off for a while. You're not going to be driving truck for a few weeks, I would imagine. Yeah, we haven't seen Justin this morning yet, so I don't know what's going on. Yeah, if he's sleeping in or busy. Yeah, how's the family doing too, Sarah? I know that you've had the illness circulating through the family. You're going back on Monday? Good for you. Usually somebody has toe surgery, they take at least a week off or two. But I suppose it's the kind of thing where you don't want to, if you've got a route, you don't want somebody to take over your route. So, yeah, night train. Haven't heard from Paul at all. And being a weekend, he's probably with his lady friend, which is good. If that's makes whatever makes him happy. So everybody is better except for Justin and Kelsey. So Justin must be because he was not sounding that good yesterday. Oh, Mark says the temperature is up 6 degrees, but still feels like one of the drizzling with the rain. Yeah, the weather hasn't been particularly when we do get sunshine, it seems to get really bright, but cold here in the north. Um, I know that Ron was having some really bitterly cold temperatures um, in the Midwest out there, North Midwest. Oh, Curtis, yes, I know it. I know it. They did a live stream last night, and I checked on them a couple of times, and they were stroking right along. And finally, I fell asleep. Oh, you're at 4 degrees, Frank. Okay. That's that strong northern Michigan feeling. You can do it. Hey, Skyfly. Good morning. Good morning. The the weather has been really chilly, biting cold here. Yeah, I'll let you. Hey, Tammy Jean, how you doing?
That's how we had to do it last time.
Is it? Can you hear us, Paul?
We can hear you.
All right, good morning.
Good morning to you and Max.
Good morning, Paul.
How's it going with you folks? Is it cold where you are or no?
Yeah, I think it's what, 16
It
here?
was 16 when we woke up.
And then
Oh, wow.
it's supposed to kick up later.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not supposed to get much warmer today.
Yeah, it's a whopping 7 degrees here.
Oh, yeah.
And we're supposed to maybe get to 14 degrees by the middle of the afternoon. Then possibly snow starts again. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's been very cold out by you, right?
oh yes, yes.
Well, hopefully that's
Yeah, Drone Shots was just saying that he's down into the sub-zero temperatures too. He's north of me, northern Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Northern lower Michigan. You know, Michigan is kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like right up in this area here.
Okay.
And I'm of course right over here.
Yeah. We drove up through Michigan over the summer. We went up to Wisconsin
Oh,
to Eagle River for a meetup.
yeah. So you drove up. Did you take the ferry across or did you go across the Mackinac Bridge?
Yeah.
Across the Mackinac.
Yep.
And
That's
then
quite a
we-
bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And then we stayed right on the other side there. We spent the night there and then we finished the trip out to
St.
Wisconsin.
Ignace, did you stay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know whether you stayed long enough to take the boat ride over to Mackinac Island.
No, we didn't do that. Well, we always have the animals with us too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Travel with the dog and the cat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's family.
Yeah, absolutely.
can't leave them home.
Yeah. We're actually looking into getting a motorhome maybe.
Well, yeah, you know, I used to have a 32-foot motorhome.
Oh,
and-
yeah?
And I wasn't using it. I used to, when my parents were alive, I used to load them up in the motorhome. We'd drive up to Lakeshore, and because you could see out the big windows, you're high, you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they liked that. And then I'd stop and get them a Dairy Queen on the way back. But I sold it. But my good friend Lenny, she's got 2 motorhomes. One a great big, huge Class A,
Mhm.
and the other one is a Class B. And her parents had motorhomes, and she used to travel as kids in the motorhome, and she really likes the motorhome life.
Okay, cool. We're hoping to like it too.
We just thought it'd be easier with the animals.
Oh, definitely. And that's what she does. She used to have 4 dogs, a parrot, and she's got a big macaw parrot,
Okay.
big macaw parrot, and Anthony, and she used to have a perch up by the front by the driver's seat.
Oh, she traveled too? That's great.
Oh yeah, the parrot used to sit there and look at, and he'd yell. When she would go by or a car would go by, he'd go, "Hello, hello."
Our cat kind of freaks out when big trucks go by. That's his only thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, he's really good in the car. He'll
Sure.
just hang out. But yeah, when the trucks go by, he'll give a dirty look. And he gives Max the stink eye if Max opens the window to smoke.
Oh,
As soon as that window opens a little, he's like, and he'll just stare at him until he's done and closed it. But
well, he's trying to break your smoking habit, Max.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also doesn't want to hear those big trucks.
Shut up, Kay.
I know, right? But yeah, we thought it'd be easier to travel with them if we got one that had like good windows. They
Oh
could
yeah,
out the
yeah.
windows.
Oh,
chill
it is.
on.
It
bed.
is. If you have one and you want to do a little bit of traveling together and take the animals, there's nothing better than a motorhome.
Yeah. Well, we want to go across the country next year.
Now, how big was yours? You said 30?
I had a 32-foot.
Okay. Because that's like the max
Lynn's
that we're
got a
thinking about
38
getting.
foot, and the big one, it's a diesel pusher.
Mhm.
And then because she knows all about them, and she can tell you everything about traveling.
Well, come on the panel, Lynn.
Yeah, come on, Lynn. We're just looking into it. We've
Yeah,
never
we're newbies, so
we've never had a motorhome.
Let me see if I can find.
We're looking used, we'll fix it up.
Well, that's what she does, and she could tell you what to look for and what not to get.
okay.
Yeah.
Because, what the biggest problems are is the roof. If the roof isn't properly sealed and maintained,
Yeah.
that's where the moisture gets in, and that's where it starts eating them up.
My older brother had gotten one used and they were headed out. We have family in Minnesota, so he was taking his family on this big trip to go visit our cousins. And it started to rain, and it was like a rainstorm inside of the motor. It was a disastrous trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, the roof is definitely.
Well, and I've heard horror stories about people that rent motorhomes, and they go in and they go to to dump the waste, because you got a great big tube comes out the side.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure it's hooked up properly before you open it up.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the wife one day was out there, and the tube came from the other side, had to go into to where the gas was, to down to a certain tube. And he says, "Okay, when I get ready, I'll holler at you." And he must have said something to her, and she thought it was time. She pulled that thing and it's flying all over the place. And the guy was next to him on the other side of the tanks, and it got sprayed into his motorhome.
Oh, it is bad enough to spray yourself. If you spray someone else with your waste, that
And
is
he's
really
yelling at her,
horrible.
"Shut it off, shut it off, shut it off."
Oh no. Things to watch out for, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. I've seen
So,
a couple of those shorts.
Yeah.
You can't believe, in a panic situation, that the other person is going to understand what the hell you're babbling about.
Mhm.
Right.
Trying to get away.
Yeah.
Just trying to get away.
Yeah.
Well, we figured too, we could also use the Planet Fitness
Yeah.
membership as we go across the country, right?
Yeah.
So
We're not sure if we're gonna get one with a bathroom or not. We definitely want running water, a sink, and then a stove, because we like
Do
to
you want
cook on the
one?
way.
Yeah.
The bathroom, we always pull over every hour or two anyways to let the animals walk around.
Sure.
But now with a motorhome, do we got to really do that, because they have the whole back, so.
Oh, there he is.
option. Yeah, there he is. He always wants in.
Yeah.
There. Then he's just
You're
gonna
in.
lay down and be in my way in this chair. You're in. See? Everybody can
Yeah.
see him.
He says, "Hey, I'm part of this family."
Always. If I'm sitting here by myself, like when I do my live stream, it's fine. The second Max sits down next to me, he has to be in. Has to be.
And he likes to talk too.
Yeah.
He's a whiner.
Yeah. And I get to sit crooked.
Well, that's good. I think you would enjoy a motorhome, and
Yeah.
I maybe start out with a Class C, because a Class C is the one that has like a truck front, and then up over top, and you got
Yeah, like convert a van.
put a bunk. There's a bunk up there. A lot of people use it for storage.
Yeah, that's what we want to do in the cat spot.
That would probably be the cat's favorite spot right up there.
Exactly. Yeah, because Lynn has that. She's got it parked in her backyard, and she has it tarped. And the other one, the big Class A, she's got in a storage facility, a heated storage. So
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, because I guess even while it's sitting there, it's getting weathered, right?
Yep.
I mean, I'm not too worried, like we said, we're going to go use. I'm not worried about the maintenance thing, because I'm a handyman for houses and a mechanic for cars. So, I know what I'm doing. So, obviously, buy something a little bit cheaper, it's going to need some work, and, I can do it. So, plus, if we buy something very cheap, we gut the whole thing and make it the way we want it,
Right. Yeah. Well, if that's what you want to do, you should be able to steal one.
Yeah.
What Lynn was telling me the other day, because she watches the RV market, she says right now you can steal some really good
Yeah,
RVs.
we've seen some cheap ones. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think as we're coming into winter, people who don't want them anymore are trying to get rid of them right now.
Well, that plus a lot of people buy them to travel, and this isn't traveling weather unless you're going to Florida. And the people that take them to Florida found it's just as cheap for them to stay in a hotel or a motel than it is to drive that motorhome down there,
Hmm.
park it, pay lot rent, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yep. Yep.
And so and as they get older, they decide, well, we're not going to travel anymore, so they're going to
As
sell their
much.
motorhomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we definitely have a cross-country trip in mind for next year. We thought maybe if we could pick it up this year, get it fixed up, maybe take a few test runs with the animals. We did camp once with the cat in an RV. He liked it.
Hmm.
He liked
Well,
it.
yeah, Lynn's animals love it when she starts messing around with the RV. They're right out there. It's like, okay, here we go, let's go.
That's not riding car, that's riding big car
That's right. Yeah,
with bed.
and they are ready to rock and roll.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
So
So
what else been? What
I
else?
was
has
just
been
gonna
going on?
ask, is she handy? Does she know what to do if she runs into trouble with it?
Oh yeah, her parents had big motorhomes, and so she used to go with them. And she's owned motorhomes and big travel trailers her whole life, and yeah, she knows who to call, when to call, what to get, what should be done. But the thing of it is she's my age now, and she can't do like she used to do.
Hmm.
So it's like she had to get some friends over to tarp the one that's in the backyard. She's got a complete cover that goes on it
Mm.
for the winter. And because it's hard to climb that back ladder and get up on top of there and do anything. And
Oh yeah, that's
you know,
right.
as you get older, you just can't do it anymore, you know?
Yeah.
No, you don't even want to go downstairs and do the laundry in the basement.
Exactly. And she fell down the basement stairs
Oh
about
no.
3 or 4 months ago, and she cracked a rib and hurt an ankle. And
Oh no.
yeah, so she's and because she was in the military, in the military back when she went in the early 70s during the Vietnam War, they used to issue you cigarettes. And so she was a smoker her whole life, and then all of a sudden now she's got asthma and her lung capacity is down to less than 40%.
Oh, okay.
So even walking to the bathroom, she has to stop and take a breath, and
Mhm.
and she
That's
says, "I wish I'd have known then what I know now."
Oh yeah, well
We all say that.
they used
We
to
say that
advertise,
now.
yeah, but they used to advertise them as being so cool,
Yeah.
It was always like the coolest thing to smoke.
Well, and they used to issue them in their rations cigarettes, and they would say, when they were out and doing maneuvers or whatever, okay, take 5, have a cigarette break. It's like,
Hmm.
Wow. I
But
remember hearing Lynn on one of the lives talking about her military service. She sounds like a really interesting person.
Yep, she was an attack helicopter pilot.
Oh wow.
Wow.
She used to love to fire the missiles and the guns.
Get him, Lynn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Your show we end up listening to more than participating because if we're usually doing something. But we'll
Sure.
have on the Paul Murray show in the background. And yeah, I remember Lynn talking all about her military service. I thought it was really, really interesting.
And her dad too. I don't know if you've seen his
I love his video.
Born to Return. Yep.
I love that.
Yep. And he, for the entire time when she was growing up, he wouldn't talk about his military service.
My dad won't either. Well, he will now, but he
Yep.
never did.
He ended up going to a assisted living facility, and all of a sudden he said to Lynn, he says, "Well, I think I'm ready to talk about it." And we have some friends that own GBS Media that they went down and did that whole thing, and yeah, it was that turned out really well.
It really did. I thought that was an awesome job. And I love to hear those stories. Those are the stories my grandfather used to tell.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I wish I had a video recorder back then.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, because the technology has changed. We've got those things now.
Yeah.
You think of all the veterans that have lost their lives before now,
Yeah.
they never had that opportunity. They didn't have kids with cell phones or
Mhm.
with handheld cameras or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Well, what I have of my grandfather, and I had to sort of fight to get them, but I have all of his letters.
Oh, okay.
My grandmother wrote to him every day while he was stationed in Italy and Africa during World War II. And he wrote to her, I guess, when he could. But yeah, I have all those letters. I was inspired by Lynn's dad's video to maybe try to put something together with his letters and
Yeah.
tell a little bit of his story.
Yeah, because you know, it's like you say, he's a special person to you, but he's a special person to our country because he served, you know,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And as you said, those stories are disappearing.
disappearing because nobody is documenting them.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one of my goals. At first, I thought I was going to type them all in. I have a bunch typed in. Remember when I was doing that? But it's so much. My grandmother wrote every day, and he served for 4 years. That's a lot of letters just for my grandmother.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
um,
And you know, it's like Lynn, I can't, even though she's tickled to death about her dad, she will not do a documentary about her life
oh,
in the
you know,
military.
and your own life never seems that interesting to you, but it is interesting to others. I
Yes,
love
it
to
is.
hear Lynn's
Well,
story.
it's inspiring, you know, because you know the young kids today, they're so tied into all of this fantasy stuff. A
Yeah.
little bit of reality goes a long way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, even when they're playing those war games, it's like, people actually lived that,
Yep. Yep.
they fired those guns for real.
Yes, exactly.
You think you know a lot about guns
Well,
because
the
you play
thing
video
the
games.
thing that ticks Lynn off is that the official stance in the military when she was in Vietnam was that there were no women in combat.
Oh,
And so all of her official files and stuff don't refer to all her combat time.
oh, okay. Because she
She used
wasn't
to, she
technically
used to
supposed to
fly,
be
yeah,
in
she
it.
used to fly out of Laos and go into Cambodia and attack the aircraft and attack the ground troops and all that kind of stuff. And it isn't drawn out. It's only in her memory. They don't they
Not
erase
part
that
of
out
the
of her.
official record, huh?
Yep, exactly.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
Her contributions aren't recognized.
Yep, and that's a ticks her off because there was a lot of females that were in combat
Yeah.
in Vietnam
Mm-hmm.
that are not recognized and that they're dying, you know. In fact, Lynn says she's having trouble right now with the VA as far as her lung capacity thing. And she says, well, what they want us to do is just to all quietly die and go away.
Right. That's what I was going to say. That's why she does need to tell her story.
Yep.
She really does.
Yep.
Because that story will disappear and it exists nowhere.
No. Hey,
Joe,
Captain
good
Joe.
morning.
Okay, we're talking military.
Yeah.
Hoorah!
Hoorah.
There you go. Hoorah! Talk
Captain Joe
military.
America is here.
Hey,
Yeah, we're talking about how Lynn won't talk about her military service
She
and
needs to get
that
that camera
was
through
me.
it.
and her dad was, I don't know if you've seen his video or not, Joe. It's on YouTube, Born to Return, and it's his story of World War II.
It's fantastic.
Now that was the video you played on Memorial Day, right?
Yeah,
He's played it a few
professional.
Yeah,
times.
that's a
right?
good video.
Yeah. Oh, you're killing me, pup.
We're gonna trade it back.
I have to sit all crooked because this guy. Oh, you got a treat? Go ahead.
You're gonna have to get him his own chair.
He does have his own chair, but I moved it out of the office because it was in my way. So hop down, go ahead. So now he just tries to. His favorite spot is right behind me, though. So
Well, yeah, because you're his mom.
yeah,
You know, he wants to cuddle and be as close to you as possible.
always.
Tammy, have you been watching Captain Joe and his printer?
Oh,
More
Rabbit
more
hole.
listening. Like I said, we always listen to the Paul Murray show. But yeah, I've
rabbit
heard
hole.
the
A rat-
trials and tribulations of 3D printing.
Once you start, you can't stop, right, Joe?
Oh, you can't.
Well, you got to figure it out now, you know.
Oh, well, I think I've got it pretty much figured out now. But give you an example. My son, my Marine Corps son, him and his wife, they're getting remarried next month. So I put together one of the cubes with the lithopanes with their first time they went somewhere dancing together with the 4 pictures. It's just the
Oh, okay.
face of them, the way they looked at each other. And they don't know about it. They have a shower today and I'm bringing it to them,
Oh, that's
you
great.
know. But like this is the picture. Let me see if I can get it to work again. Right
There you
here.
go.
I see it.
That's the picture of them at the
Two of
Marine Corps
them.
ball.
Yeah.
When I worked them down.
Oh,
I
is
get it
that
just right.
curved? Is
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
it's
that's curved.
Oh,
Now
okay.
this one, it fits on a nightlight.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
You just snap it into a nightlight and it worked.
And he
You know?
printed that, Tammy.
That is really cool. Huh.
But I tell you what, all I need is white filament in my pictures, you know?
Yeah.
I could have fun.
Yeah. But to
But you were
somebody
saying
else,
something, you were talking about military, not talking about it. When my kids
Yeah.
grew up, I never talked about being a Marine. I never
Mhm.
really, they knew it because they saw stuff I had. And when they got in their teens, they started asking me about it. And I just tell them little snippets. You know, I didn't tell them everything.
Yeah.
And we were out at a Mardi Gras parade one day. And and it was right after Katrina. It was right after Katrina, and the kids were still young. This was back in 2006. And this guy got in an argument with this other guy. And in Mardi Gras time, don't get in a fight in New Orleans. You go to jail and you're in it for a week. They leave you there until after Mardi Gras.
I used to watch
Yeah,
Pops all the time. I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So, and me working press work, I know most of the police officers where I go because I've been doing it for 20 something years there at that one spot. So I'm standing out, it's by the portalets, bringing my son to a portalet. And this guy, 3 times the size of another guy, decides he wants to fight him because the guy looked at his girlfriend.
Oh.
And the guy says, dude, I just looked at her. You know, what's wrong with that? And the guy says something. And I looked at my son and I had my camera in my hand. I handed him the camera. I said, hold this a minute. And he's like 10. I said, hold this a minute. Like this. And I said, dude, listen to it. You're going to wind up in jail. I don't know where you're from. And you're going to be in jail for about a week. And he turns around and said, you need to shut your mouth.
Oh
And he
no.
reached over and he grabbed me by the shirt. And when he grabbed me by the shirt, this guy was on his face on the ground. And I had my foot behind his head and his arm backwards and said, listen, dude, you're going to go to jail. I know the police out here. And if you keep getting stupid, and my son said, the police are coming. They were jumping barricades running that way. And Lieutenant Dupree, she looked at me. She said, what the hell happened? All of a sudden, I seen this guy go down. I said, yeah, he was getting ready to fight this other guy for looking at his girlfriend. So he reached over and grabbed me when I told him stop. And she says, okay, hold on. He got him up, they handcuffed him, and they said, we're not bringing you to jail. We're just letting you know that Joe saved you from going to jail. Like that. And my son looked at me and he said, Dad, how did you learn that? I said, I was in the Marines. He didn't know that I was a hand-to-hand combat instructor.
That's what
You
I was
know?
going to ask you. Like, what kind of instruction well, I guess I'm asking the right person. What kind of instruction do you get for like diffusing situations and stuff like that? Or combat
Well,
is more than diffusing, but
it's not offensive. Nothing's offensive in it. It's all defensive.
okay.
Everything you learn. I coughed. You see, now you're going to clip.
No, I'm on to new collections now, Joe. No coughing.
But everything was learned defensive. When I was asked to go to the school, a friend of mine called me and he said, come on up to Quantico to do the school. Now it's a completely different thing. Now they get black belts, brown belts, green belts.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what they would have classified what we were doing. And but when we got there were 80 of us for the school, and they said that probably about 10 people would make it through the school, And it was a 6-week school that we had to learn to be able to teach. 6 weeks. That's all they gave us.
Wow.
But I mean, the first day, 2 guys were dropped the first day.
Yeah.
But these
Well, how
3
often were the classes? Every
oh,
day?
like it was 7 days a week for the
Okay.
6 weeks, about 10 hours a day.
I was gonna say that's intensive. I mean, I took Taekwondo for years, but that's
Yeah.
like once or twice a week,
Oh no,
all
this is
day
like
every
you.
day for 6 weeks. Yeah, that's a
You
lot.
talking about sore? I mean,
Yeah.
I was bruised and sore for weeks.
Oh,
But
go to the gym with him. Go to the gym with him. You'll be sore. I can't walk.
but the funny part about it was when we standing there, the instructors walked in, and it was 3 Israeli commandos, and all of them were about 6'8".
Oh.
And I'm looking up there, and I'm thinking, what the hell did I just do? You know, me being 5'7", what the hell am I doing here? And I mean, if you ever seen the movie The Last Samurai, it's
I
just
haven't.
like the movie where the 2 of them are fighting. Tom Cruise is fighting the guy that's one of the captains, and all of a sudden, and he's getting his butt beat every time, and all of a sudden there's a draw. And when there's a draw, that's when they know he's learning it. And it took about 2 weeks. I held in there for about 2 weeks, and all of a sudden there was a draw.
Mm,
And I didn't understand it back then, but when I saw the movie, I said, "Oh shit, that's just like what happened." Because I
okay.
mean, I didn't think I was gonna make it, but we had 13 out of 80 make it.
Wow.
And you were one
Yeah.
of the 13.
I was one of 13. So I did that for about 2.5 years, and I got to beat up on officers. The boot officers coming in.
So
and
you're
do
saying
that.
you can handle yourself.
Yeah, I got I got a 9mm and 357 now, so I can handle myself well.
That works too.
My son told me that a couple of years ago. He looked at me and said, "Man, you're getting old." He said, "So what you gonna do if you have to get in a fight again? If I'll shoot you."
Okay.
I just shoot you first.
There's always a way to handle it,
Yeah.
There's always a way.
I got 20 something bullets on me most of the time. So, but my son would come in. It was like when they found out about it, then they started testing me. As teenagers.
Oh, right. As teenagers.
I
Sure.
had
How tough are you, Dad?
yeah, I'm in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen one day, and I'm cooking the eggs and making their breakfast, and we got to get to school. And they up there swinging at me, playing in the kitchen, and I'm blocking everything while I'm cooking. And they said, "You're not even looking at us." I said, "It's the force. Just listen
The
to
force. That's
I
awesome.
know what you're doing.
Use the
it.
force.
I can feel it.
Got it.
And then one day, oh, I'm gonna tell you a better one. Then one day, I'm in the back and laying in bed, and Nick jumps in the bed. This is the Marine Corps guy. He jumps into bed with me, and he's got me. Well, he had me. And he hollers, "Justin, I have him," like this. I hear Justin running down the hall, and I'm looking over, and on my nightstand, I've got a little pin, just a pin. So I took the pin, and I was able to reach it in his fingers, reach it around, put it in like that, and bend it back. He let go real quick, and I just let it go. So I got his fingers completely bent back, and I grabbed Justin on the way in. And I got Justin, and now I have him. And Justin said, "I thought you had him." He said, "Look what he's doing to my hand." I said, "I'm not doing anything to your hand. The pin's in it." Like that. And then he realized he could have just dropped it out of his hand, but I had his fingers completely bent around. And so I had him, and I said, "I'm telling y'all need to stop." We were at school one day, and Nick and Van up there with 3 of the girls going to act his little bad self, comes up to me, he starts playing around, doing a little Ali shuffle, like he's gonna, "Hey, come on, old man." He punches me in the arm. Turn around, I said, "Dude," I said, "you got 3 girls here, you're gonna be embarrassed quick." And he turned around and he went to hit me a second time, and I caught him right here. And I had to hold him up because he was going down. And the girls never let him live that one down.
Nope.
But he never learned his lesson because we were in Lakeside Mall buying laptops, buying MacBooks. And we had 4 MacBooks. And we're sitting in the food court. And I told him, I said, "Keep those things next to you. Don't go anywhere. I don't want to see them walk off right now because you can see what they were." So I stand up and didn't realize he came up behind me and he grabbed me. And I had just put the thing down. As he grabbed me, just the reaction came in, and I had him up over my head by the crotch. And I looked at him and I said, "Dude, what the hell are you doing?" And he was hollering, "Man, you grabbed me so quick." You know, I said, I'm telling you, don't do anything stupid around me. But it was like, but he understands now because he's a brown belt and he's a lieutenant in the Marine Corps. And he just got his brown belt in martial arts up there.
Oh, nice.
So he tells me now, he said, yeah, I kind of understand all that now. But
Yeah.
he's doing good. He's an aircraft maintenance officer at Cherry Point.
Very nice.
All right.
Yeah, I enjoyed martial arts. I know I probably don't look like that would be my thing, but I love that stuff. I took it with my daughter, and I stopped when I moved because I was too far away from my school, but I made it to high red. Next would be brown, next would be black. So I mean, I did it for a long time, but I really liked it. You hear the dog?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Little
Well, I
one.
got 3 of them. I have 3 of them. I'm ready to get rid of. I almost ran them out of here yesterday. I had a knock on the front door, and Loki, my daughter's dog, he like, if you knock on the door, he gets in a frenzy. And if you try to go to the door, he's running up, bouncing on you and everything. Hey, somebody's at the door, letting you know. And it's a
Oh,
little
okay.
Pomeranian, right?
Yeah.
So I'm laying down yesterday. So I was knocked out when somebody knocked. I heard a knock, and they started barking. So I started walking to the front, and he's up there. I said, "Get out the way, y'all! Get out the way! Get out the way!" I was waiting for the maintenance guy to come in here. And as I get up to the front where the gate's at, he hits me. I hit the gate, and I'm face planted right on the car.
Oh,
So I mean, you
so
talking
he
about
is
hitting
up for
hard.
sale.
You talking about hitting hard. And my son comes out the room, my police officer's son. He goes, "What the hell?" He goes, "Why are you on the floor? What are you doing on the floor?" I said, "Shut up, just shut up," And I mean, everything. I landed on my left knee, and that's my newest knee. I landed right on my left knee. My left shoulder hit the thing, and I must have face planted because last night I'm at the basketball game shooting pictures. I'm saying, why does my nose, when I touch it, hurt all up in here? So it must be all bruised, like from here to here.
So for all your training, though, you got taken down by a Pomeranian?
Yeah,
Well, he knocked my ass down. That's what I'm telling you. I shoot you now.
that's
That's why I shoot you. That's all it is. Look,
that's a story in itself there, Ken.
look, I got the bullets by me,
Full circle. Oh, little.
That little asshole.
Well, that's the thing, though. They catch you off guard. Like we were hiking once. We had Jasper, and we had Jasper's brother from the same litter. We're hiking up this mountain. We're gonna go watch the fireworks from the top of it, and I just squatted down. We were taking a break. I was going to give the dogs water. So I'm squatted down, not sitting, just squatting. I'm trying to pour water, and another dog goes by, and Jasper's brother just tugged me backwards. And like, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't prepared. I was all off balance. So he just like dragged me like 5 feet. We didn't see the fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we started doing a lot of training.
Yeah, then we need a lot of training.
They were bad on the leash.
They were very bad on the leash. Max got them good though.
Yeah, they do okay now.
Oh, nice.
I just can't. It was a combination between him and the gate I was stepping over. When he caught me, he just completely got me.
Yeah, just gets you at the wrong spot where you
Yeah.
can't keep it
It was
balanced.
it was like, I'm telling you, all 260 pounds of me went straight down. Pop. And it was like I couldn't catch myself. There was nothing I could do. I tried, and when I tried to catch myself, I think I made it worse.
You know what? It's weird to fall as an adult. Like I've done it a couple of times. Like once I was carrying out a big, heavy bag of garbage for my mom, and like my stepdad called me, and I turned around, and something about the weight of the garbage, like I spun around and I fell backwards.
Right.
And it was so weird. Like kids fall all the time, but like falling as an adult, I'm like, I don't know what happened. Like that was so weird. I needed stitches in my head.
Last night, Matt said something about 40 years ago, you would have jumped right back up. I said, 40 years ago, I wouldn't have felt.
Yeah. Both true though. Yeah.
Mhm.
Both true.
Yep.
Hurts a lot more the older you get coming down like that.
I felt it this morning while I lay there. I got in bed last night and I'm laying there and I got all comfortable and I went, okay, go to sleep. Let's see what happens in the morning when I wake up. I
Oh,
woke
this
up this
just
morning, I went to get up and I went, oh,
Oh
felt it all.
no. I
Yeah,
didn't know
it
this
happened
just
yesterday.
happened.
Happened
That's-
yesterday, didn't it?
Yeah, yesterday afternoon. That
Oh.
was right, wait, that's how the afternoon started. That was like at 3 o'clock. At 5:30, I had to go to the game,
Are
2
you-
games to shoot.
Can you,
I go get in my car, no battery. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Mm.
So I had to jump the car, got to the game last night, shot the two. I put the charger in the car, shot the 2 games, got out after the game, no battery. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Charged it again, jumped it again. I said,
So-
okay.
If I were to go on like say Facebook Marketplace, like the Mandeville area, is there a dog up there for free right now?
No,
Dog,
I'm getting rid of all of y'all.
come get him.
Had a good home.
Every
Phil.
once in a while, I get mad at them and say, y'all all going to the pound. That's it.
Yeah. Do you have like a fenced in yard, Joe? Can you just like let them out?
Oh, I
No.
wish. I may have one by the end of the year.
Oh yeah. It's such a
Yeah,
big
because
difference.
the Marine Corps did one good thing maybe for me. That water contamination at Camp Lejeune.
Oh yeah. Don't you get like a million emails? I get a million emails about that. If you were involved in,
Oh yeah.
is that coming
I
through?
I was there twice
Okay.
during the same time. And they sent me all the information, but everything I have doesn't qualify for it, right? But all of a sudden they added a couple of things that I do have that it qualifies for.
Okay.
So we have a claim in. I asked them the other day if they heard anything. I got to send them a couple of more pieces of paper. But JAG's got it right now, and I've already been diagnosed. So they could question the diagnosis and make me go to one of their doctors, but I've already been diagnosed.
Yeah.
So it's coming. You just got to wait, It's
Okay.
just the waiting period now.
Yep.
So if it comes through, my plan is to go about 10 miles north of here in Folsom, Louisiana, and try to find, because they got houses up there for sale all the time. And I want to find something with about 20, 25 acres.
Oh wow.
And I want to just relax and fly my drone, and I'll do the pictures for the paper, but I may not do team pictures anymore. It's just
Yeah. Now, do you want all of that property so you could use it, or do you want all that property just to keep other people far away from you?
both.
Yeah, because there's 2 ways to look at that. It's like
Both.
all that property means the nearest house isn't right.
I've always said that I'm gonna get about 20 acres. I'm gonna be right in the middle, and the 10 acres out, I'm gonna have
In
a
the
dead
middle of
zone.
it.
Dare you
Yeah.
to come in. Once
Yeah.
you get in, I'll have plenty of places to put you.
And you're down south, so you don't have to worry about plowing yourself out of all that. Because like you wouldn't want to drive way that long, right, Paul? In the winter, that'd be a mess.
No, I'll be good.
Oh, I
They-
think
they
Paul's
had-
still muted, right? Are you
Yeah,
muted?
he's still
Paul?
muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one in
There you go.
Folsom about a year ago. Had 4-bedroom log cabin,
Ooh,
fishing pond. It was 10 acres, and they only wanted like 600,000 for the whole thing.
600,000?
Now, do you want a house
It
that big?
lasted about a day.
Really?
Now, are you looking for a house that big, 4 bedrooms? Because it's just yourself, right?
I'll
you
take a
got, you
4-bedroom.
got your son with you too, right?
Well, I got one with me right now. He's not gonna be much longer. Him and his girlfriend are about to go do something.
Okay.
Yeah, they're talking about it now.
This house isn't that big, but it's actually 4 bedrooms.
Yeah, but we really don't use all of it. I
No, we
Well,
really don't.
If I had a 4-bedroom, 1 bedroom I would set up to like basically be like a studio.
Yeah.
That way I could have something set up already in one side of it that if my granddaughter comes over, I could throw in there and do all the pictures or family pictures or pictures of people
Yeah.
and have that
That's
done.
a good
I
idea.
won't have to set it up again. And I'll be green screen. Because green screen is the most wonderful thing in the world. You set that screen up, you set the floor up in green, and you put them in the middle of it, and you put whatever you want anywhere.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
it was like,
Tammy, I sent you a private message.
Yeah, we just saw that pop up.
Yeah,
So
I-
where do you go to?
Oh, wait, right here.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Yeah, she said call her anytime. She was just getting up.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, we're only learning because we're reading the listings. Like we really don't know so much
Well,
about it.
she watched your show yesterday, so she says it's kind of funny that you
I'm just gonna take a picture of the phone number. Got it. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
thanks, Paul. Thanks, Lynn.
yeah, she's
That's the culprit right there.
What's that?
That's
Oh, that's the
that's
color.
that's his
That little
attack
thing, Joe.
Things like
that's
2
his
pounds.
attack dog.
That's the one that got me.
Oh no.
That's the
And
attack.
that's the one that got me.
Little attack dog, huh? You stop.
Yeah, it's the attack dog my ass.
Yeah,
Pain in the butt dog.
He did attack your ass.
exactly.
Yeah, he did a good job too.
Now, Paul, how many motorhomes have you owned?
I've owned 3 trailers and 2 motorhomes.
Okay.
Wow.
So with the motorhomes, were they both gas, one diesel, one gas?
All of my motorhomes were gas.
Okay.
A big Chevy 454 or 460 was in
Big
the
block,
in,
yeah,
the,
yeah.
in the
Yep.
bigger one, and the other one had like a 350 in it.
Yeah, which are the most common motors. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. But Lynn's got Caterpillar diesel in one, and I think it's just like a 460 Chevy in the other.
Okay. I
But
think 460s Ford or Dodge.
yeah, it could be a Ford. Okay.
Yeah, one of those.
But she loves the diesel, not 100%, but I never owned a diesel. That was way out of my price range. She bought that diesel. She found it for sale up in northern Michigan, and the guy wanted 110,000, and she got it, I think, for 65,000.
Oh,
Wow.
You know, it's got a diesel generator. It's got it's everything. It's loaded.
Yeah. Yeah, even just reading through the listings, it's like, I just wouldn't even know what to look for. One listing I read said, this is a sought after model because it doesn't have the pop out sides. It's like, oh, is that better not to have the pop out sides? Like,
Well,
well,
hers got slide outs on it, what you're
yeah.
talking. Yep. Because what the slide outs do is when you park, it gives you so much more room.
More room, yeah. I was just wondering, do they fail? Like, why would that be a sought after model?
Well,
to
it depends
not
upon
have
how well they're maintained. And the other thing about
Right.
having a slide out is usually if the coach has slide outs, it has automatic leveling system.
Mhm.
So in other words, you just push a button and the little levelers come down and it levels it up and everything, so that there isn't any problem. Back originally, the slide outs used to pull them out and all that kind of stuff. Oh, look at there.
That's the whole
That's trouble.
There's trouble.
That the Valentino is the brown one, and Cleopatra is the black one. And Valentino, it's her man and his bitch, and Loki is the other man.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say Valentino and Cleopatra. Sounds like a love story there.
Well, you ought to see them. They're laying on the floor. He's laying, I'll kick back on the floor. She's laying there, right? She comes walk over, touches me with her nose to let me know she's here. Walks over there, and when she I'm getting this is gonna be X-rated. When she gets there, he just lifts up his leg, and she gets up there and looks in there.
Oh, she
She gotta go. I said, why you gotta check that out every time you go by him? He's not doing anything with it, you know?
well, my mother's
He just
dog is kind of like
Does
that.
that lift
Like,
up the leg?
Well,
Jasper,
she's trying to find out if he's cheating on her.
oh,
what it
she
is.
just wanted
Yeah.
a quick sniff.
With
I
the
want to
other
find out
one,
where it's
yeah.
been.
Mm.
I said, he's not doing anything, you know? God darn it. I said, you too nasty.
When we go to my mother's house, like my mother's dog is female, and they'll be sniffing each other, whatever. All of a sudden, my mother's dog just lays down on her back and spreads them. It's like,
Submission, yep.
hey, That's
Yeah, and then she'll go over there, and then she'll walk around, so sniffing him around his neck and start rubbing on his neck, and then she'll jump on him and hump him. And he just lays there, like that. And I'll say, get out of here, y'all nasty self. Go back. You know?
Go get a room.
yeah. Really?
Oh, it's terrible what I gotta watch here.
I don't know, Joe. You could be making content.
Louis P. Hey, Louis P.
I've
How
been
you
kicked
doing?
off of
Long time
YouTube.
no see. The Lynn can answer all your questions on motorhomes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank
Yeah, we'll
you,
definitely
Lynn.
give her a ring soon.
Yeah.
And,
We,
and she's retired, she's home, and she'll take your call. And any question you might have, she's got a lot of knowledge about buying the first one, what you should be looking for, what
that's what we don't know.
That's the
Just-
answers we need.
Yeah, what to look for, you know,
Yeah.
because there are some for sale and some of them look good and the price looks good, you know, even for like these fixer upper ones. But
Yep.
what are we looking for? I don't know. Is this
Yeah,
good?
you
Looks
never know
good.
what the bottom line, what's behind the curtain, you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what she's done before for people, and I'm sure she'd do it for you guys, is if you found something that you were kind of interested in and send her the information and she'll research it and let you know whether it's a good thing, bad thing, how much you should be paying for it. You know,
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, this will show you which one the nasty one is.
there you go. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
She'll be like that, upside down, wide open, right? And I'll look over and I say, I don't want to see that thing covered up. And she'll lay there and her tail will go.
She'll cover it up.
That tail, I mean, I'm gonna put that on video, but she'll just cover it with a tail. You know, don't want to see that thing covered up. I mean, she's the nasty one.
They're funny though.
She's a Pomeranian Chihuahua,
Okay.
and she's got every bit of Chihuahua in her. I mean, I'll go to blow on her like on her face, and she'll show me her teeth. And I'll say, "Don't you even show me those teeth? I don't want to see them." And she'll go, "Just do it." I say, "I want to see them teeth." She'll show me again. She'll show me that just that one canine tooth.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Give you one fang.
she'll say, "I could bite you with this." And we used to raise, when I was growing up, we used to raise shepherds with my cousin, and we train them initially and give them some to the different police departments. So we'd
Mhm.
have the initial training going for them.
Did you
and
teach them German?
Never been bit by,
Did you teach them German?
no. Never did get bit by a dog all my life. And I've been bit twice now. Once by Loki, the white one, when he was a puppy. I reached over and he grabbed me and drew blood. I wanted to put him in the cage, told me he was punished, wouldn't let him out for a couple of days. And then she got me one day. So that's the only two dogs that's ever bit me. Those two little ones.
Yeah, it's always the little ones, right? The big ones are
It's called
usually
Oh, that's why
compensation.
they call them ankle biters.
yeah.
Yeah, compensation. They got to show off with being a little lack of something.
Yeah.
But you got to have them around. You know, it's nice to have them around.
Family.
Like Tino at
Yeah.
night.
Absolutely.
At night when I go back, he gets in his bed and he sits there and he's got his head back watching me when I'm getting ready to go to bed, and he's waiting for me because we got a thing. I'll go over there and I'll say, I tell him, if like Justin's not there, so you got to watch that door in the front in case somebody comes in here, and he'll go out and get by the hallway and lay down and watch the door. And
Yeah.
I'll wake up in the middle of the night and he'll be sitting there, still laying there. So that's his job at night. But like at nighttime when I go to bed, he'll go in the back, get in one of that little bed that you saw, and he'll wait for me to pick him up, throw him in my bed, and give him some loving. I give him some loving, and then I put him down, and he's fine.
Yeah.
But he waits for that every night.
Routines. Yeah.
They get into a routine for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, they work in teams too, boy. When they want a treat, I saw him the other day. They were all standing there just looking at each other, and then all of a sudden he runs over to me and he hits me on the leg and starts barking. They want a treat, so they got Tino. You go do it. He'll give it to you. You know.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's got buttons, so
Yeah. Jasper uses the talk buttons if you've ever seen those on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I started him when he was older. Like I started him when he was 10 years old, and he picked right up on it. Outside, hungry, nights,
riding car.
riding car I threw in there just for fun. The day I introduced that button, he hit it every day at 3 o'clock. riding car. Like it's time. It's time for riding car. And it's funny, I put one like the first three I gave him were more like, hungry outside nights to go to bed. And I thought I should give him something fun in case he just wants to do something fun. So I gave him riding car and I gave him play ball.
Mhm.
I never gave him a max button. But Max is the one that plays with him most of the time, like playing, like I take care of him. Max plays with him. So then he started hitting play ball, but then he'd go to the front door and look for Max's car. So we joke around
Wow.
now.
So
That's
what
play
you're
ball
saying
right
is they
there.
have
That's
us
play
trained
ball.
well.
Yeah, but I thought it was pretty funny that Jasper didn't get a Max button, so he just made one a Max button himself, when he's looking
Yeah.
for him, that's the one he hits.
Yeah, I think I just live here. I think it's their house. You
Oh,
know?
yeah, absolutely.
hmm
Hope you're keeping it nice for them.
Hey, Justin, welcome.
But Loki was never really. I've had him for about a year and a half now. When they moved, they couldn't have two dogs, and she shouldn't have had a dog in the first place. My daughter should have not take care of him. And I mean, he when he came to me, he was underweight. Now he's got the run of the place. He gets food. And he's gained about
okay.
maybe
So he's
double
better
his
off.
weight. My son took her Australian Shepherd from her about 6 months ago. He came home, and it was around Christmas time, and it was before Christmas. It was before Christmas. It was September. He came down, and he said, "Did you see Luna lately?" I said, "I went over there the other day," and she was like, "I felt the ribs on the dog. I got all over her about. She feeds her once a day. She only had the kitchen area that she can go in and go outside, and that's it,
hmm
And I said, you need to feed this dog at least two times a day, at least. This is like a dog that needs to be in the field. I said, I got people that have laying around here that would have taken that dog in a minute.
Yeah.
So so Nick came up to me and said, we're taking Luna with us. We're going to take her home. And he told Brittany, he says, I'm kidnapping your dog. I'm taking her because you're not taking care of this dog. She's going on 2 years old. She doesn't need to live with you the way you treat her.
hmm
And took her,
Yeah.
And she was 27 pounds at 2 years old. And she's 42 pounds right now.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the weight. And the vet said that the dog's perfect now,
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's
And,
kind of skinny too, but he's
his
good.
wife's been training her. The other day she trained her to sit there, and she said, "Sit there, I'm gonna shoot you," like this. And Luna sit there, and she went pow, and Luna paused.
I had a friend who used to do that with his dog.
Yeah.
He'd go bang, and the dog would just drop.
Yeah, but she does. I mean, I saw that, and my daughter never trained her, never did anything, and
Yeah.
they've been working 6 months with her. They actually put a treat on her nose, and said it was a milk bone on her nose, and
Mhm.
it was balanced, and it said, don't you knock it off, just sit there. And the dog sat there for 5 minutes
That's
Wow.
with
awesome.
like that. Don't you even think about it. And she started whimpering. I said, no, you're gonna get it in a minute. Wait. And
Huh.
after about 5 minutes, and the whimpering wouldn't stop, she said, okay, you can have it. And she kicked it off and ate it, But she's that smart.
Well, this guy here, he always just wanted to learn. So, he knew his basics, sit, give me your paw, give me the other paw, lay down. Well, besides teaching him to walk on the leash better, Max started assigning numbers to each of his tricks. So sit
Yeah.
was 1, give me your paw 2. So now instead of saying, give me your paw, he'd just say 2. And Jasper would give the paw 3.
Wow.
He'd lay down.
Right.
4 would stay. Then he started showing him fingers every time he did it. So he would just have to go, and Jasper would sit. Jasper would give you the paw.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like making
Yeah.
him bilingual in a way, because you could tell him to do the
Jasper
same-
knows you're talking about him. He keeps looking at the camera when you talk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You see the little the old man eyebrows go whenever he's like,
Jasper knows.
A little side eye.
Jasper looked like a smart pup.
Yeah, he's very smart.
very, very.
But we taught the shepherds with hand commands mostly. We had voice commands,
Yeah.
but hand commands were the big thing.
Yeah.
And I had one. She was about a year and a half old, and where I lived there was a big intersection, big 4-lane intersection. It was 2 lanes 4 intersections and a grocery store right there. So I lived 2 blocks away, and I went walking with her, and she walked. I mean, I could take off the leash and she'd never move. She'd be right next to me. And I mean, probably the best trained dog I've ever had. And she walked with me. We got over to the place, and I used to sit her down, and I leave the leash on her, and I say, "Stay. I'll be right back." And I go in like that, and I just go, "Stay," like that. As I sit, stay like that, and she stopped. I'll be back, like this. So she went. That stay means she ain't moving. I
Yeah.
came in and went out the wrong door. I wasn't thinking about her. Went out the door, went across, went home. So I'm
Oh
at home. I'm walking into the house, and I went, "Oh shit, I left my dog." Like this. I'm about 16 years old. So I go running back that way, and I get about a half a block from the place, and she's sitting there just like this, looking around. And she sees me across the intersection. And she saw me, and she lifted up, and I went like this. And she went down, lay down. I
Yeah.
walked up. I said, "Good girl." And I rubbed her head, and I picked her up. I brought a treat. I gave her a treat, right? And the manager came out, and he said, "Man, I was about to call you. I saw you go out the other door." And he said, "I had a feeling you forgot her." And I
Yeah.
said, "I can't believe I did, But
Yeah.
she was there for 20 minutes, never moved.
That's amazing.
That could have been bad.
Yeah, that could have been. Someone could have taken the dog too. That's how I was
And they
always
weren't
thinking
taking
about this guy. Like, he's just too handsome. You can't leave him anywhere.
This was a full-bred German Shepherd female, and she was in perfect shape,
Oh
like-
yeah. It's funny you're talking about hand signals. My old dog was a lab. He lived to 14 and a half, but I always talked to him with my hands. So I wasn't necessarily teaching him hand signals, but I kind of was like, I would say sit and stay, and like everything I always did with my hands. I always thought, what if he loses his hearing someday? I want to still be able to talk. He did lose his hearing. So he would still respond to all my hand signals. And like this one was always good boy, because I'd say, "You're a good boy," and he'd
Yeah.
get all excited. So even when he was deaf, I was still able to go and tell him he's a good boy. What are you doing, man?
See, and Loki, when he gets off, I was laying on the floor. They love when I get down face to face with him.
Yeah.
And I was down face to face, and Loki has a habit. Mr. White, when he has a habit of,
Looking at
he gets excited. If you scratch him like on his back,
Show him, well.
his feet, he bounces his back legs up, up and like bounces. So when you're scratching him, he's bouncing and he's moving his back like that and all of this stuff. And I'm laying on the floor and I'm scratching him and he's moving everything. I turn around to give him a kiss on the head and I'm looking right dead at his asshole. I went, "Oh, back up, back up." I said, "Get that out of my face." He was trying to put that against me, I almost got that fucker up there.
Look at right there.
Look at Jasper.
Yeah, sure. Now he wants to get down.
Yeah.
All this
He
time
said, "Y'all
he's
talked
been
about me
bothering me. Oh, you like that chair better? Now he's gonna steal Max's
Well,
chair.
we had a Cocker Spaniel, full Cocker Spaniel, Inky. He was black and one little white spot right here.
Oh yeah.
And this dog, when he actually, we had to put him down. He was 18 and a half. 18 and a half when we put him down.
Aw.
And the only reason we put him down is because I walked out my grandmother's, living at my grandmother's for a while. My dad got sick. And I walked out the house and I heard him whimpering and looked under the house and he was laying down. And when I went to move him, he had a hernia that had ruptured.
Oh, okay. That's
And
what they do.
I
They
picked
go
him-
hide.
Yeah. And I picked him up and we brought him straight to the vet. And the vet looked at me and he said, "I can fix it." He said, "But he's probably going to die in anesthesia." He
'Cause
said, "I'm going to tell you
older.
right now, at 18 and a half,
Yeah.
because he said he's really weak right now." And I said, "Well, I guess time. So we didn't even hesitate, But that was probably the hardest thing I ever did. I said,
It's horrible.
"Just go, let me hold him," So I just held him and brushed him when they gave him stuff,
No, horrible.
because it's like, but that was 18 and a half years.
That's great.
And I never thought I was going to, I've had 3 dogs since and now these 3.
Yeah.
And I didn't, until 9 years ago, I didn't think I was going to have another one.
It's like it's too hard, but it's also so great. Like you have to have them. but then it's like the
yeah.
worst ever. What are you printing, Joe?
Well-
Let's switch it up here. I see your printer's going back there.
That's I'm sure. Move out of the way. Move, move, move. Oh.
Oh, okay. I've seen you making those before. And doesn't that have like a little Harry Potter symbol for it?
No, not this one.
Not that one? That's
This
a
was
cool
just the one to
design,
hold my beer.
though. Okay. So you making a green one of that one?
Yeah, I'm making one. Jonathan Jackson been after me to make him one, so I'm gonna make him this one and send it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's this. But I had an issue with the printer.
Awesome.
Johnny bought the M5C printer,
Huh?
and it's kind of funny. Johnny bought a Nevada, and I bought a Nevada the same day, and then we called each other and found out we did.
Oh, that's
And,
funny.
and then we bought a second Nevada the same day and called each other and found out we did it.
Good.
And then he bought the printer, and I bought the printer.
Family
You
stuff.
know, I said, quit buying stuff, because he's
Yeah,
doing it first.
really.
Quit buying stuff. So he bought the M5C, and he sent me the video that Billy Kyle put out on it. So I bought the M5C. I said, yeah, I kind of want one. And mine gave me all kind of fits. I jammed up right away. I had to take it completely apart.
Yeah, you
I
hit
took
it.
it apart 7 times. I took it apart. On the 7th time, I called the place I bought it, and I said, look, there's got to be something wrong with this thing. You keep breaking the stuff off. And they told, and the guy more or less told me that, yeah, there's an issue with some of them, but he never told me that.
Mhm.
Because what they did, he said, did you want a credit back? I said, no, I want a printer. He said, well, you want us to send you another one? So I don't want this one. Because I think there is an issue with it with certain filaments. And he said, well, let me see what I can do for you. He came back and he said, I can upgrade you to the next model, which is a $200 difference, and we won't charge you for that. If you want to try that one, it's got a direct drive. It's a whole different system, has the camera, everything else. He said, the only thing I want you to do, he said, we've got $32 in credits. We're going to take that from you because that's for the other printer.
Yeah.
And you got to send the other one back. So it's not going to cost you anything, and we'll ship it back and forth, both of them. And I said, so what happens if the other one comes in? It's the same thing. He said, just call us. You got 60 days. I said, okay, I'll take that. You know, so this one I've been running for a week, and I haven't had a jam.
Oh, wow.
Haven't had an issue. This one's got the screen on the side. It's got the screen on this side where you could do everything from there.
Mhm.
If you have the STL file, you can put a USB in it and run it all from there. You don't have to work off the app. And the other night I did a 10-hour print overnight. Woke up, it was sitting there waiting for me.
Ooh, that's nice, huh? Big difference from
That
the other
was-
printer.
Now, did you
That
try
was this.
that filament that you thought was bad in that machine yet?
I'm not using that filament again.
Okay.
I made this.
Oh, is that another light up photo?
Yeah, that's a lithophane. Yeah, that's the
Oh,
box.
so it has a couple
That's got-
sides to it, right? A couple pictures on it?
It's got one on the top. It's got one on the top, one on the front, one there, and one there. And then the light goes in the back, right?
Oh, that's
Now,
cool.
the program is on the internet, where it's lithophanemaker.com. When you put the 3 pictures in, it prints out the STL file that has the box and this separate, and you print them. And it's all one piece. It's all one piece,
Change
right?
them out.
With the
Yeah.
hole and everything. And the guy gives you the what you buy to make the lights and everything else. Tells you where to get them on Amazon, right?
Mhm.
Did you buy this
Now
guy?
the problem,
Well-
he makes money off of that, you know.
Eh.
But the problem I had was when you put it's got a little bit of gap, so it doesn't stick in there solid. And when you put the light in there, it won't come out, but it bounces around. So I said, okay, I don't like that. So I printed
A little collar.
a little piece of like this,
Mhm.
glued it on this, and that way it fits snug, and I was able to glue it together. but I still didn't like it. I said it can still break off because it's not a lot of place to surface, you know? So then I went in and I put a clip in there and I designed that last night, yesterday.
Nice little sequence.
Look
Yeah.
at
That
you.
just snaps in on top.
Yeah,
And that sucker ain't going nowhere.
that's a good idea.
But I looked at the little seat and I just measured it out and I printed them and these things, I did 3 of them for about 50 minutes.
Move over.
So now I've got a better plan
Yes.
and it holds it in place.
Yeah, that looks snug. That's good.
Well, it's not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a couple shower today for the wedding. And I'm gonna bring this and hand it to Victoria because he's in North Carolina. And I'm gonna say, here, I want you to put that at the wedding. So
Okay.
that they'll have that. And I made them a nightlight.
Okay.
I made them the nightlight of them in the Marine Corps at the Marine Corps Ball.
Right. That's nice too. What are these pictures you have on this one?
These are 3 pictures of them. I'll send you. Let me put the link in. You can go look at the short. It's the it's the short of the of it at the end of it, and it has the 4 pictures on there. It was them dancing at a what you call it at a wedding they went to right before they got married. Let me see.
Ooh, there's the wind.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
gonna stick it in the chat.
It's kind of
Yeah, y'all
funny.
can go look at that when y'all get a chance. But that's the 4 pictures of them dancing and just the way they were looking at each other, you know? And I put it out there as a short because they don't look at my thing, so they won't see it.
yeah, so they won't see it anyway.
Yeah, they won't see it. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, these are fun pictures, Joe. Very nice.
Yeah, that came out really cool.
And that was it. Now, like I said, the print, I would print the top by itself based on the fact that you don't want the top to fall over when you print the other one, then you messed up the whole thing.
Right.
But you put the top by itself, it takes about 2 hours. And then the other thing takes about 8 hours, 8.5 hours. So the box is an overnight print. You just let it print.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you know
That's so
when you bought a printer, did you know that you were getting involved in a whole nother hobby that was going to take up all kinds of time? Did you know that?
I had an idea.
Yeah.
I had an idea.
Did it turn out
It
to
wasn't
be?
this tough,
you-
but he had an idea.
Yeah, right. I know you went through a lot with your first printer, but did you think you were going to like get a file and hit the button and now you got some things, or did
Oh,
you know
yeah.
you were going to be involved like this?
I thought it was, this is easy, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
even
it's-
Johnny Drone Flyer's having trouble with his, right?
Oh boy.
Not anymore. He actually went to Amazon. He called Amazon because his jammed up finally after about a week. And I said, "What filament are you using?" Because I was using a filament with a wood chip in it,
Mhm.
a wood color, and it seemed like it was having problems. It was breaking off in it because it was a little more brittle. And then I
Like
was
what you
using
made that cup out of? Is that what you made the
Yeah.
cup out of? Yeah. Okay.
but you can buy the PLA brown without the wood. So that's what you do. You don't buy the one with the wood in it. You don't need it.
Mhm.
And I bought a silver that was what they called it. It was can't think of what it's called, but it's a shiny one. It's a shiny silver and a shiny gold. And it made this. That's the shiny gold,
Oh, that is shiny.
you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Now is that a sticker on there to do your name? Or is that
no, I
actually-
did that.
He printed it.
I went in AutoCAD and put the name on it.
That's
Okay.
nice.
And then you have to
'Cause I
change
could-
every time it's going to that different color, you got to change the color for it.
That's paint.
Oh, gotcha.
Ah.
If you notice in the back,
That's neat.
I got 16 paint pens.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Okay, well, good. She likes to see people.
I made this the other day.
Ooh, look at how nice that came out.
Yeah, that
You
looks
know, that was all done with AutoCAD. I went in and found the wings and I put the badge on it and I put all the stuff on it. And it was just, and I designed all of that. I've learned that in the last 3 weeks.
I was gonna say, look how involved you are now. You're very involved, but that's awesome. I mean, you're making some nice stuff.
And then I've got something for whenever I'm on there and I get a sly remark or something stupid from Justin, I'll go,
Wait, put it
And when
right up to the
TJ
camera. Put it right up to the camera. Wow, like it came out really good though.
yeah. And it had to be the golden finger of fate,
The golden finger, absolutely.
And then I have something for TJ when he comes on laughing, but I didn't print that. So
You printed
I told him, I
that?
got your back, TJ. I got your back.
Paul got him good yesterday. He was
Oh my
rolling.
God.
Oh, I thought he was gonna pass out.
I
Yeah.
know, yeah.
Paul, I was laughing at TJ, but I was also laughing at you because you were like,
Yeah. It doesn't take much to get TJ going.
See if I can get this to work.
There you go.
Oh, I think I was watching when you showed this one. I feel like I've seen this picture before.
Yeah,
That
that's
came
my-
out
that's my
really nice,
granddaughter.
too. Yeah, that's nice.
That's my granddaughter. And that's the first one I made. That's on that program also. What it does, if you notice, when you put it in, it prints with the stabilizations and everything. And that takes about 2 hours and 40 minutes. And it prints and then you can just stick it somewhere.
Yeah,
But I like the night lights better.
yeah,
I like the
that's
night
nice.
light ones better. That clips right on a night light.
Yeah,
And those are like 3 hours to print. That's not a bad time. Because most things like this thing's almost 6 hours. It's printing.
yeah.
It's just I look at the print time now. I look at it, it says 5 hours. I say nope. I don't want to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Or
got-
it's overnight.
I was gonna say, now that you have a more reliable printer, you could just consider that an overnight. You can do that.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I was
that's
gonna
what I
say
do.
what East Coast just said Joe's gonna have an Etsy store soon.
Ah, yeah. Start selling.
Well, the thing I am looking at is with the lithopanes, they have lanterns you could make. It looks like a black lantern. You can print that in black. And then you can put on the inside, it's a little LED that's remote control, USB remote control LED. And then you can put the 4 around it. You hold it like a lantern. And you got the 4x6s in there with
Oh,
lithopanes.
okay.
So I'm looking at that. Etsy's got them all over for $60.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh
And
yeah,
how much
60
does
bucks a
it
piece.
cost you, do you think?
Maybe $7, $8.
Yeah, so that's nice profit.
Mhm.
No, that's a big problem. It's time. It's time consuming.
Right.
If you get into something like that, it's either make them on a as you get them a sale,
Yeah,
or you have to have 2 or 3 printers where you can make them.
right. Well, if you were
But-
doing personalized pictures, then it has to be, and then you just put in there 2-week lead time or whatever, just so you have time to
Yeah.
schedule all your orders out, which one's printing overnight tonight,
Running down to the
Yeah,
post.
because I tell you, my goal in life right now is once this Marine Corps stuff comes in, I've done so much photography, like almost 700,000 pictures in the last 7 years.
Yeah,
I'm ready to back up a little bit.
be nice to maybe
Yeah.
do that for fun sometimes, huh?
Well, last night was fun. When I
Yeah.
do basketball games, that's for fun.
Oh
know?
yeah, you like doing basketball games? I
Oh,
don't
I
like
love
sport
basketball.
shooting. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
I
play
love
basketball games, I
football.
don't like it.
Yeah,
And it's
Joe,
just-
Joe does sports for different areas.
Yeah, newspaper. I shot the boys basketball and the girls basketball at Mandeville High last night.
Okay.
I shot about 300 pictures last night. That was it. And I was shocked that I only shot 300 because usually it's about 200 a game.
Yeah.
But it was a big assignment, so I had to pay attention to both teams because it's a district game, and the winner is the one that gets the lead. So I want to shoot Mandeville because they're going to pay me more. The
Yeah.
Mandeville people will buy pictures.
Yeah.
But what I do is I sit behind right on the baseline behind the line, and it's right by the lane on the baseline, and I'm against the wall, and I'm only a couple of feet off. And the first half, I shot the Mandeville coming to me, and then I stayed there for the third period to catch North Shore coming to me to get a couple of their main players. As soon as I got the pictures of their main players, I went to the other side, you know.
Yeah.
And North Shore lost the first game, but they won the second game. So I had to use the North Shore players as the lead for the second game, and I'm glad I got them
Yeah.
because my
Yeah.
paper would have a fit if I didn't have North Shore
Right.
people.
You can't be
Yeah, that's how it
biased
works.
when you're covering the event.
No, not when it's a district game.
Yeah.
Not when it's a district game. You gotta get both players. And the
Yeah.
only way is you gotta be the direction they're coming to make sure you got them driving to a basket. Or you might get sometimes I get a lucky shot where I'll get a shot from the other side of the court where somebody's going up and there's a great block or something. Then shoot, I got him. I don't need it. You know, I'll put that block. You know, their defense is good that day. That's the lead picture because their defense stepped up and they show him block one of the guys blocking the shot. You know, so it happened. It's 50 years of experience knowing what to shoot, when to shoot it, how to do it.
Yeah. What sells too, if you're going to be selling them. But wait, you started to say what your goal is in life. You want to step back from the photography a little bit, buy some property 10 miles up, maybe, right?
Fish.
Fish.
I want a fishing pond. I want to sit there, fly my drone and fish at the same time.
Yeah.
You know,
How about fish with your drone?
This is good
No.
content, Joe. I'm looking forward to where your channel's going here. I like this.
it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I told the kids they already know it's gonna happen.
That's nice.
But I the only thing I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna do the paper stuff. The only thing I'm gonna step back from is probably the team stuff.
That's a lot of work.
Because the team pictures, when I do football, it's a 2-day shoot where I'm doing freshmen one day and then the rest of the team the next day. And then in the process, they have skipper day. It's the same time. So before I could even process, we're doing skipper day where they're introducing the skipper.
Did you think he said stripper?
Skipper.
I swear to God, I heard
Not
stripper.
stripper,
I was like, they
skipper,
have this at high
skipper.
school.
Like skipper, you know.
Oh.
You know, but they do that. That would be another thing. That was the past life when I used to shoot for Mudbugs Bar and Grill.
Oh
I used
yeah,
to shoot for them all their wet t-shirt contests and everything else.
yeah. All the crazy things that go on at a bar.
Yeah, that was the fun life. You know? But if I could step away from just the team side, the reason being is I got a little disrespect just happened over at Mandeville.
Oh yeah.
And I'll give you an example, like softball. Softball, we cover maybe 2 games a year. They play like 30 games. I go to every game and shoot pictures of the kids doing all their things. If they travel, I'll go to local games. If like I'm going to Alexandria, Louisiana, 5-hour trip. I'm going to Pineville, Louisiana, 4-hour trip on their playoff games. Not covered by the paper, just to shoot pictures for them.
Right.
Because I do their team pictures. Okay. So this year I get all the stuff ready for updating all of that. I work for a week getting everything ready. I get with the coach. They got a new coach, but he's an assistant coach from last year. And I get to Trevor and I say, okay, when are we setting up the things? We usually do it late January. He says, let me get with Booster Club, see what day they want to do it. I said, why are we getting with Booster Club? Get a coach. He said, like handing it off to them and everything to get everything right. I said, well, they haven't contacted me. So I contact Booster Club. They tell me, oh, we went with this other photographer.
Oh, probably a friend of someone who's in Booster Club. It's like, yeah, we're
No,
gonna.
it's a guy that's trying to muscle into the school.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And he does the posters for football. He does the posters he does mostly posters. Now he's going to come in and do a team picture that I've been doing.
Really?
Let me tell you what she did. Booster Club comes back and she says, yeah, we went with John Nastasi this year, but you're welcome, the way she put it, to come out. You're welcome, and we want you to come out and do the action shots of the girls. You know what
Yeah.
I said? I said, well, I'll let you know what days I'm assigned to that game. I said, because I'm only assigned to 1 to 2 games a year primarily. I said, the rest of the games that I attended for the girls and the action shots were because I do your team pictures. I said, see if Nastasi will do that.
Yeah.
And he won't. And I said
No.
that. And
Nobody
one of the
wants to do
girls
all
came up
that.
to me and she said, one of the girls last night, she goes, why are you not doing the pictures? I said, you tell me. You tell me why. You know, so I got knocked out. So that right there has got me to the point where let them go find somebody. And I charge them
Yeah.
less. That's the whole problem. I got a $20, $25, $30. I got a $25, let's see, it's a $20, $30, $40, $50 package. A $50 package, you get a special 8x10. It's a memory make type thing. It's a special, you only get it in that package. You get an individual 8x10, 2 5x7s, 8 wallets, 2 buttons, and 12 trading cards for $50.
It's very reasonable.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's not even counting, like, I can't believe that they just kind of dismissed your loyalty in going to all these games for all
well,
these years,
that's
because
that's
that
where
is
I'm saying the
not-
respect's at.
absolutely. That is so much,
So-
and that's just on you, you know?
Oh, listen, if you have an issue with a picture or my pictures, tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there was an issue with pictures
No,
because,
somebody's
you know,
friend.
so it's just, so it's, and the thing is, it's about a $600 loss. That's not a lot of money.
For the amount of
It's
work
the
that you put
principle.
in. Right. Yeah.
I
That's
didn't work. I probably worked for, by the time you look at the hours I put in at all the games and all the traveling, I
Yeah.
probably make 80 cents an hour,
Right,
I know,
right.
yeah, it
you know?
sucks.
But I'm doing this for the girls too.
right. No, that's
Now-
loyalty.
See, I'm kind of stretched now. Do I go to all the games? Or do I say the hell with it? You know? Because
You're gonna start backing away anyway. It seems like the perfect time. Have fun with your new
Well-
photographer. See what he'll do for you.
well, I did stick out there. I said, if y'all want me to do action shots for the year, I'll do packages like I do for football. I'll charge them like $150 for it, and I'll put them what games I can attend. And every girl that's in there that pays the $150, they'll get pictures of their person, their skipper playing, you know? So if it's a second baseman, they'll get 6 to 7 pictures a game,
Mhm.
you know? And it might be 12 games.
Right.
So $150, you know, they're cheaper than buying them. And I might make up the money that way,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know?
Because there's
But-
still going to be people who want that, especially seniors, you know, it's their last year.
You'd be surprised on some softball, very few extra sales with action shots.
Really?
Very few. Baseball, I shoot their games like 3 a year. And one of the dads, his son was a senior, and he bought 8x10s from me, and he's got a big business. And he spent the last senior year just in 8x10s, $4,600.
Wow.
That's how much he did on it, and they cost me $1.34 a piece.
Oh, right. Sure.
You know, so it's like Justin asked me, he said, how can you live at night? I said, nice, I sleep good.
Because it's not the picture, it's all the work behind the picture. Like I used to do glamour shots, boudoir photography, that sort of thing. And you know, I did like packages, and like the actual photo shoot was an hour. And I remember one of the husbands saying to me, like, boy, I wish I could make $350 an hour. It's like, yeah, like what about the 40 hours I spend here retouching all these pictures,
Oh yeah.
all this stuff out? Like I didn't make I like you, I probably made 80 cents an hour by the time I'm done with some of these
Yeah.
things. But
It's a lot easier now because of the programs. They're so much better.
it's
And
true.
like in Lightroom, like Mandeville, I got Mandeville's basketball pictures up over here. I get the first picture, I crop it down the way I want. I go to my preset and say Mandeville Gym. Hit it. Then I
Yeah.
sync them all. I got all the colors right. Now I
Yeah.
just got to go through and crop them right. You
Yeah.
know, so once
Or
that's
the
done, that's done.
AI. The AI now just take out the background or blur the background. Like it's
Yeah.
crazy what the programs do now. I used to have to do by hand.
You're cheating.
I know.
Oh, it's a lot cheating right now. I'll show you.
It's using
do
the
that.
technology. That's all it is.
This is one of the shots from last night.
That's right for breakfast. Ooh, can you bring it closer? That looks good, Joe.
One of the shots from last night.
That's nice.
Yeah,
That's up there.
Yeah. But like you say, when you've
Yeah.
been doing it for so long, you know when to snap, you know what shots to get,
Yeah, it's just,
Well, the other thing too is when he does the girls basketball, they always are doing the posing stuff,
Oh, you ought to see that.
They want to look good.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
I'm sitting on the other side, Mandeville side last night in the third period. As soon as I sit down, I glance over at the bench and they're all sitting like this and they go, and, I mean, as soon as I turned and looked at them, they're looking this way and they went, it's like they already know it. They got to get that picture on the bench.
Yeah.
It's just, but I've been shooting Mandeville's pictures since 2012, maybe,
Wow.
serious since 2016. That's what I've been doing all the teams. But like you're talking about the teams, when I do football, it's 2 days, then it's skipper day, then it's coming home and everything's green screen. So I have a program that I have to go through. And first step is everything. I got to go through all these 114, 120 players, right? And I've got 2 pictures of them each that I go through, and before I do anything, I put them on Apple and I take all of the pictures and I rename them. So that's about 4 hours work
Yeah.
to go through, because I take all 4 pictures. I do it on Apple because I could do it in a batch.
Mhm.
And I do it where I'll put 2023, the year that like underscore 10 for 10th grade, underscore 23 for their number, then the underscore their name and an
You
underscore,
have to be
and add it to the front
organized
of the
with
picture.
this stuff. Yeah. You
And
got
add it to the front of the picture. So then when I put them in there and I sync them, it starts from 9th grade to 12th grade by
Mhm.
number. That's how I want them in there.
Yeah.
So it's easy to find. So after I go through and get all the names right, then I put them in Lightroom. Then I've got to go through Lightroom and I've got to crop them to get the right basic size of what I want and make sure the color's right. Once that's done, I export all of those files, and I don't know, 200 and something pictures. It'll be about 228 pictures about. Then I'll go ahead and take those 228, put them in a folder, and all I do is just drag it across and put it in what they call Droplet, which is a program off of Photoshop that's built for the green screen. And I go get a cup of coffee, take my time, come back in about 15 minutes, and it extracts them all. But it doesn't completely extract them. It takes the green screen out. I've got to go back in there, and each picture, I've got to take my pen and run around them and reverse and delete, and then I'll make a PNG file. So now all I've got is them, nothing else. So that's about another 2 hours.
Mhm.
So now with post time, we're talking all together right now about 10 hours.
Right.
Then I start putting them on the backgrounds. That's about another 4 hours. So we're about 14 hours before I can even post them.
You already
Now the
lost.
backgrounds may take me 10 hours to make.
The new guy isn't going to do this shit, Joe.
No, he's got the same kind of crap that I have, but he's only doing like he's doing it with the girls. He's only doing 20 people. He's not doing football.
Hmm.
You see,
Mhm.
20 is a lot easier. I'll do 20 in a heartbeat. I don't mind that. But anything under 30 is an easy shoot.
They're
I
gonna
have
look
track
at you
coming up.
next year. They're gonna look
Yeah, I
at you.
have.
It's gonna be like, I'm fishing.
Well,
Fishing.
that's what Trevor told me. He said, I apologize to you. Coach didn't even know it.
Wow.
He said, I apologize to you. He said, I'll get back with you next year. I may not be around next year.
No.
I may have just screwed up,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank your booster club. You handed it over to them. Now
Yeah,
look what
get
happened.
him to do all the stuff. Now, because they got some kids in football, I charge the parents $250, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. That's for the whole year. Every football game they're in, their pictures. And I carry a list. I carry a list with me of offensive and defensive players that contract me. You know, and that's the ones that contract me. I may have more that come up to me the day of the game and want me to
Ask you.
shoot for
Yeah,
$50, you know?
those are the ones that paid up
$50,
front.
Max, $50.
50,
Yeah.
54.20.
54.20.
I'm gonna be 53.77. So I go in there and I know the number. By the third game, I don't even need the list because I know the numbers.
Right.
But first couple of games, and then if freshmen, they may have a different number. I got it. What's the freaking number, you know?
Mhm.
So but I'll have this year I had 32 players at
Ooh.
$250 a piece.
That's nice.
You know, and it doesn't take me any more time. I go through and I edit the picture, and then I just look at the numbers in there, and I've got it all set up in folders. I just batch export to the different folders and go to the next one.
Right.
Takes me what, a minute more, you know? And then at the end of the editing, all it is already batched. I just have to go put them on a website. They download them from there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's
Good
where you got to
system.
look at the amount of time. I edit on Friday. I get home. I do the paperwork, do stuff for the paper, and normally I try not to go through them because it's usually late. Sometimes I'll go through them for I'll watch high school sports, the coverage on TV.
Yeah.
That's about an hour. Then I'll stop and wake up the next morning like at 7, and I'm finished with the new computer. Now I'm finished around noon. So I've knocked my time down from about 6 hours with this gaming computer. You know, so that was worth $1,800 I spent right there.
Yeah. It's all about time.
And money.
Well, I'm telling you, if you can knock 6 hours off your time, it's like, oh man.
All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna go make us breakfast.
Okay.
Johnny said he did glamour shots when he had hair.
Who did?
Johnny Drone Flyer today. He said, I did glamour shots when I had hair.
Oh.
I thought you
Gotta
just
get
did
the
glamour
wig.
shots for him last week.
Yeah.
Where's my pictures, Joe?
Yeah. No, I'm ready for breakfast too.
Okay. Hey, Tammy Jean and Max there, thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for inviting us. This was fun.
Nice seeing y'all.
And Captain Joe, we're gonna call it. So you have a good evening.
All right, everybody.
Have
Have
a
a good
good day, and we'll see you later today.
See you later.
I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, bye for now.